and much, much more. But we got it started off with the business, which is the super chat feature. You guys already know what that does. It hit that super chat feature, helps support the show, keeps your comments in there a little bit longer. We also got the THS hashtaggers group, which many of you are a part of. I see a few of you guys in there right now, like Tom Craven, Daniel Romano, Jared Hodges, Layla. Layla's one of the newest members here. Kat, oh, no audio.
I'm showing audio.
Showing audio? No audio. Hey, Joe. Hey, Layla. Can you guys hear me? Am I just going to sign?
Yeah, everything looks good on my end.
Can you guys hear me now? Audio is good for me now. All right. Like I was saying, welcome. Thank you for joining me on the Joe Solo hashtag After Dark. We're going to be talking about Power Rangers, going to be talking about Black Panther. We had a team go out to ALA. We're going to be showing you that. But listen, this is my After Dark. And when it's my After Dark, anything could happen. But we're going to be talking about all the hot news. And what's the hottest news going on right now for us? It's Power Rangers. But before we get into that, we got the super chat feature. You guys know what that does. Hit that super chat feature. It helps support the show. We also got the THS hashtaggers group. You guys also know what that is. A lot of you guys are already in it, like Carlos Martinez, Anna Miles. We got, who else we got on there? Kat's in there in that group. One of the newest members, Layla. So guys, go over and join THS hashtaggers to keep the conversation going. And we got the TeePublic store. What's that? You get cool shirts like this. Like this hashtag shirt. You get cool geek shirts. You get Power Ranger shirts. Get superhero shirts. Get the Black Panther shirts. Get all the Black Panther shirts. But get all that stuff. Help support the show. And you already know that we got Angel Grove Power Morphicon prom that's going to be happening in August at Power Morphicon. Angel Grove prom. We recommend that you ask a date and a promposal video. Look at that. Already got a super chat. Hit that super chat like this. Solo Joe Show. That's like a great title for a name, the Solo Joe Show. Maybe we should just turn this into the Solo Joe Show. No, real talk, guys. Thank you so much for having me come into your houses or wherever you're watching and shooting the shit with you guys. And, you know, getting some stuff off our chest. Now, I've been doing a lot of thinking on this Power Rangers thing that's been going on. And I'm going to break it down. We're going to go a little bit in depth. And you guys are going to come on a journey with me through the way that my mind worked out a lot of things. How we got to the new season. Why we're getting Beast Morphers. Why it's going to be 3 years instead of longer or shorter. Why we got things going to Hasbro and why they're departed from Bandai. We're going to be talking about all of that. We're also going to be talking, I'm not going to talk about too much about Black Panther, but I will give you guys a little gift in there. But I don't want to talk too much about Black Panther, mainly because I don't know if you guys have seen the show or seen the movie yet. I know some of you have. I know Tom said he has. He says he loved it. I have. I loved it. By the way, in the chat right now, who has seen Black Panther? Let me know in the comments right there. And then we're also going to be checking in with a few of my teammates from Anime LA last month. They did a fun bit. So we got a lot to do, and it's just, hey, it's just me and you guys. Edward Sanchez, Carlos, Layla. It's just us just talking. So first thing I want to talk about is, wait, what about the 3 years now? We'll get to that in a second. So first thing I want to talk about is we obviously got the new season. It was announced today. Power Rangers, Beast Morphers. That's right. Power Rangers, Beast Morphers. Oh yeah, Josh, where's my little bar for the boss?
The other side.
It's not on here. Oh yeah, there it is. It's right there. It's right there. That's where it is. You know what that does? That is almost down. Larry's almost down. This is the boss bar. What the boss bar does is once you get this bad boy down, you get free Morphicon tickets to Power Morphicon this year. You will also be getting the exclusive, limited to 500 Lord Draken action figure from the Bandai Legacy figures. Now, I would get this figure mainly because we all know that the Bandai Power Ranger thing is not going to happen after 2019. So this is going to be one of the last figures produced, well, up to 2019, but it's a limited run, so you know it's going to be worth something. And we will help you get a date to Power Morphicon prom. You just tell us which Ranger it is, and I will do my best to make it happen. No guarantees, though. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. Not real quick. We're going to talk about this for a good length of time. I want to talk about the Beast Morphers. What is Beast Morphers? Well, we know that it's going to be the adaptation of Go Buster. Go Buster had a lot of mixed reactions about being the new Sentai series, mainly because a lot of people weren't huge favorites of it, but some people loved it. It's a very polarizing Sentai series, which is a little surprising to me because realistically, Q Ranger would have been I think everyone's choice because it made the most sense. However, they went with Go Buster. There's a few reasons when I was trying to rack my brain why I think this was. Number one, let's take a look at the timeline of what happened. Last Monday, we got the announcement that Saban had come up with a new deal with Nickelodeon that's going to last until 2021. So for the next 3 years, we're going to be, Power Rangers is going to be on Nickelodeon. That is 2019, 2018, and 2020, all the way up until 2021. So we know that was going to happen. It's kind of odd, though. 3 years is an odd number, mainly because Power Rangers has been doing, adapting Sentai into 2 different seasons. So why 3 seasons instead of 4? Something's a little fishy there. But that's the first hint of something being a little weird. The second thing is, I think a couple days later, we got the announcement that Bandai and Saban were going to be parting ways. Now, this might not seem like a big story on the surface, but it actually is. So Bandai and Saban will no longer be working together until past 2019. So currently, we have the Legacy line that's coming out. We have the 25th year, I don't want to say anniversary, but 25th year figures that are coming out. That is going to be produced all the way up until 2019. That means that we will not get every Legacy figure as promised by Bandai America and by Saban. In the next day, it was announced that Hasbro had picked up the master rights to Power Rangers. That is huge. Mainly, when you look at it on the outside, Hasbro already has Transformers, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, and Marvel. So put that into perspective real quick. Those are huge franchises. What that means is that this is the top toy maker in the world is acquiring Power Rangers, which at a time was the biggest toy out there back in the early 90s. And it's not done poorly ever since. It's done pretty well, to the point where there was a lot of rumors that the toy sales of the movie were going to warrant it to get a sequel. We don't know about that, but we do know that Hasbro has picked up the licensing rights. Now, this all makes sense. And then today on Saturday, you got the announcement that we're getting Beast Morphers. Power Rangers Beast Morphers. I'm not necessarily sold on the title yet. Beast Morphers sounds a little strange to me, and we damn sure better not get Super Beast Morphers or Beast Super Morphers or any dumb thing like that. It cannot happen. We got to make sure that can't happen. Now, what I do want to talk about is that was the timeline of things that happened. Now, I'm going to break down on what I think is actually going on behind the scenes. Again, this is going to be all speculation on my part. I don't really have any inside information that much on it, but I do understand the way that this business works. So I can give you, I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but I used to be a producer on a lot of television shows, so I do understand the business side of how television works. So I can give you what I think is going on and what I think is happening. So let's be real, guys. We all know that Q Ranger would have been a better season to be adapted for an American audience. We do know this. Q Ranger was even, it was helped by Bandai of America to help create that season. And it's kind of weird to me that they wouldn't go with that season, especially with American input. But if you really think about it, it makes a little bit of sense. They sever ties until 2019 with their relationship with Bandai of America. Then they go to Hasbro. That means that all the stuff that they may have planned may have fallen through. So what I'm thinking now is that now Hasbro has the rights. Picking Go Buster is an outside choice. It's not necessarily anything that we thought would have happened, mainly because this show aired 7 years ago. This is the first time Power Rangers has gone back and taken a show that they skipped over. This is breaking precedent. So one thing we know for sure is that Power Rangers currently right now is setting a different tone for this. We're getting something different. We wanted something different, and that's exactly what we're getting. However, is it a good change? That's the real question, right? And that's the question that we all have in our minds. Is this a good change? Also, I'm going to be talking to you guys in those comments, so keep those comments coming. Keep them coming. I want to keep seeing those comments. So here's the thing. I really sat down after we did the Ranger wrap-up today, and a lot of you guys were there, and you guys joined me, and I sat down and I thought about this. Why choose Go Buster? It's such an outside choice. It's 7 years ago, but then I really got to thinking, well, it's not a bad idea, because if Saban is trying to do something different, this is the way to do it. This is the way you get into doing something different. This is what we've wanted, change, right? I've talked about change. I've talked about it being an agent of change. I talked about being the voice of the voiceless. I've talked about all this. So realistically thinking, what if Saban is doing this because they don't want to blow their load on Q Ranger, because Q Ranger is a season that absolutely, listen, it's I don't want to say it's the perfect season to be adapted, but it's the perfect season to be adapted. There's no reason why it shouldn't have been adapted. So maybe that this is a test to see how Saban handles the toys. I mean, how Hasbro handles the toys. Because we got to realize a big source of Power Ranger income is from an infusion of the toys. Like I said before, a lot of people were saying that's the reason why we were possibly going to get a Power Ranger movie sequel. So with Go Buster, or Beast Morpher as it's being called now, maybe this is a test run to see what they do with that line before going on to another series. Makes a lot of sense, right? It makes a lot of sense. The other thing is, and this stick with me here, this is going to sound a little conspiracy theorist, but I think we're onto something here. Like I said before, 3 years is an odd number to have renewed a contract with Nickelodeon. Mainly because, as I said before, we get 2 seasons per Sentai. That would be for a minimum of 4 years, right? But we're getting 3 seasons. So, what are the chances that, because we know that the movie didn't make as much money as they wanted to, and ratings have dipped on Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel. So what if Saban is leveraging to sell Power Rangers to Hasbro? Now, let's take a look at Hasbro. They're trying to create their own cinematic universe. And with that being said, their cinematic universe already consists of G.I. Joe, Mask, and Transformers. So what if they're trying to leverage the property, just like back in the day when Saban sold Power Rangers to Disney? What if they're trying to do that for Power Rangers? And now you get a bigger, it brings legitimacy to Hasbro, because you got this now. And imagine if you get the crossover, a big budget movie crossover between Transformers and Power Rangers. I think it's making a lot of sense. It makes sense now to go to Hasbro, because they're already starting to create their own cinematic universe. We see that in Transformers. We're going to see what they do with G.I. Joe. We already know that what they want to do stuff with Mask and a few of their other properties. If you look at IDW right now, IDW is a comic book publishing company. They're already integrating all their titles into one thing. Imagine adding Power Rangers to that list. It's making a lot of sense now, guys. It's making a lot of sense. So what if Hasbro is lobbying, and possibly Saban and Hasbro are negotiating to sell that off? I mean, stranger things have happened, right? The X-Men are going back to Marvel. So you never know what could be happening right now. And Saban did take a big loss on Power Rangers, so that could be another factor in too. But here's what I'm thinking also. 3 years is an odd number to renew a contract for. So I'm thinking maybe they don't do the they won't do the Beast Morpher, Super Beast Morpher thing. Maybe they go, because this makes a lot of sense. What if they go Beast Morpher to the Zoojer season, because that's still about animals. So now it has a natural transition with new costumes. Kind of like what they did with Megaforce and Super Megaforce, except better. This is all my hopes, by the way. If Saban actually cares, they'll actually take time into giving us a cast for 3 years that we can follow and care about and grow an attachment to. Because it's going to be 20 episodes a season. Realistically, guys, 20 episodes a season, I don't think is enough to get attached to some of these characters. It's almost like throwaway. I don't want to see 60 episodes broken into 3 seasons about casts I don't care about. Give us casts that we can stick with for the next 3 years. That is my hope. That is what I want Saban to give us. And like I said before, guys, change is real. And I am down to make change with you guys, to make Power Rangers better. And I think that Saban is actually making that happen. I know that sounds weird being Go Buster, but Go Buster is such an out there idea that it's surprising that they're even doing it. So I'm so happy that they're actually doing something different. Now, whether or not it's going to be good, that's another question altogether. And what their plans are for the future, who knows? But we do know one thing. Power Morphicon 2018, we're going to get the official cast announcement of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. So we can expect 3 new Rangers. So what's going to happen? We got to start looking for these character breakdowns. And you know us here at That Hashtag Show, we're great with character breakdowns. So as soon as we get those, they're coming out to you guys. Now, switching gears for a second, Hasbro. Is Power Rangers a good fit with Hasbro? I got to thinking about that as well. And really thinking about it, Marvel Legends was at Toy Biz first, and now they kicked it up a notch when they got to Hasbro. And if any of you Star Wars fans are out there, go and check out the Star Wars Black Series figures. Those are amazing. I am so happy that this franchise is coming to Hasbro because it's such an amazing franchise that now you're going to get the figures that you want. All of you collectors out there, you actually can get some cool stuff. And the problem that I think a lot of us had going into this is, or even still have now. I mean, how many of you guys out there collect the Legacy figures? I'm really curious about this because those Legacy figures were a great idea in theory, but now it seems like they're not going to do them all because they're not going to have enough time to do them all. But if this line now at Hasbro, I think they can do them all. And not only that, they're a proven toy commodity. Their Marvel Legends lines has been going on for years and years, and it only gets better. And their Star Wars Black Series, man, if I bought one of those, I'm going to buy them all. So I can only imagine what they're going to do with Power Rangers. And think of Zords. They're doing Transformers. There's no reason why they can't make amazing Zords now. This is going to be a dream come true for a lot of collectors, I believe. I think it will be. I'm going to go and take some comments from you guys right now. We got Rudemaster94. I can't wait for Power Morphicon this year. Tom Craven says, the Legends and Black Series are stunning. Daniel Romano says, I do. Weapons, helmets, morphers. Speaking of helmets, I just want to talk about that real quick. If you look at the Iron Man helmet that they made, it's called, I think it's called the Legends helmet, the Legends stuff from Marvel. The helmet actually is a normal helmet, not like the oversized Power Ranger helmet that you would get from Bandai. So imagine if they started making helmets that actually look normal with a cosplay at a great price point. Dude, Hasbro's gonna kill it. I'm excited for 2019 to come, or for 2020 to come, so we can start getting our hands, start seeing some of these Hasbro figures they have. Another thing I'm predicting that Hasbro's going to do, and you can see it in the Power Rangers and the Marvel Legends figures. They have removable heads like the Tony Stark figure from the Marvel Legends. You can take off his helmet and put his civilian Tony Stark head on. I think they're going to start doing that with their own version of Power Rangers by using the likenesses of the actors. Now, anybody that knows Figure Arts did that quite well just recently with the Austin St. John and Jason David Frank Red Ranger and Green Ranger from Figure Arts. That is online. Google it. Check it out. 2019 is going to be a key year. I promise you that, mainly because I honestly do believe that Hasbro is going to take over the licensing from Saban. I think Saban may wipe its hands of Power Rangers. The movie didn't do what it wanted to do. However, imagine, and Lionsgate's a decent-sized studio, but if you go to Hasbro, you have a built-in contract with Paramount, which is a bigger studio. That means more money. That means, you know, bigger actors that possibly can. I'm not saying Bryan Cranston and Elizabeth Banks aren't bigger actors, but it could be what we've needed from Power Rangers for a while. Who knows? But I'm excited for all that. I'm going to get to more of your comments right now. We got Demolition Man 185 Joe. Joe, I seen some fan-made Power Ranger openings for Go Buster. Someone put Tom Holland. That's awesome. Stuart Thorburn. Do you think they will go with the original idea for Gold Go Buster and make the Gold Ranger a female? It's a great question. Great question. I'm not necessarily sure. And it's crazy because a lot of people that I know that like Sentai couldn't actually get into Go Buster, but then you got guys like Peter Sidarsa who loved it. One of our producers, JD, also loved it. So it's kind of polarizing. I'm a little flabbergasted by that choice of Go Buster and not Zoodra, actually. A Q Ranger would have been the top choice, but it's such an odd choice. I think that Hyperforce, as I said on the Ranger wrap-up, Hyperforce may have been a test to see how people adapted to those costumes, but it seems like people are going to be on board with this. Tom Craven says, one thing I do not want are toy gimmicks like the Extra Charger or Ninja Steel Stars. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Tristan says, Go Buster outfits aren't that cool. Not a fan there, obviously. Carlos says, so does this mean more civilian fights? I think so. That's a great... Carlos, you bring up a great point. I actually think that when we get the Beast Morpher series, we're going to see a lot of original American footage for two reasons. Number one is that the costumes are a little bit more deteriorated. So, or not the costumes, but the villain or the monster costumes are a little bit more deteriorated. So we may get a lot more American footage, maybe even our own American original villain. Who knows? I want to see more civilian fight scenes. I think you guys do too, right? Just guessing. But I think that this is definitely something that fans can sink their teeth into. And it sounds like a cool premise. I'm going to read the premise. No, I'm not going to read the premise, actually. You guys already know what it is. Unless you guys want me to read the premise, and I'll go find it for you. But I do think that what we are getting is quite top-notch. I mean, we'll see what happens. But realistically, I'm not going to lie, and you guys already know I'm outspoken when it comes to Saban. They've let us down before, and I'm not going to say they're not going to let us down again. Dino Thunder started off great and ended poorly. Ninja Steel wasn't a great season by any means. Super Ninja Steel, I'm 50-50 with. I liked the second and third episode, hated the first and fourth episode. 50-50. So we got to figure out if Saban is going to do right by us. And that's what I mean, guys. Saban needs to do right by us, the fans. We've been here for 25 years. Some of us a little shorter, but it doesn't mean that our love of Power Rangers is any less. They need to earn our respect. And I will say, we got to give them credit where credit's due. Stepping outside the box and doing Go Buster is a huge step. So we'll see what happens there. Guys, remember, we got that super chat feature. You guys are in the chat chatting away, letting me know what your feelings on this stuff are. All right. I'm going to go to a couple more comments in the chat, and let's see what you got. All right. So, yeah, I meant Dino Thunder. I meant Dino Charge. I did mean Dino Charge. Thank you so much, Craig Anderson, for clearing that up. All right. Civilian fights, unmore fights. That's what he meant. Let's see. Tristan says, I'm excited for the future of the franchise. Getting things coming. It's morphin' time. It is morphin' time. We also have Anti-Sass. I agree that Go Buster outfits weren't that great, but I think it will fit with the whole theme of the show. I had a pretty cool, pretty good looking look at, whoa, that went too fast there. Pretty good look at what it would be like if Power Rangers were real. Tom Craven says, my other concern is, how are they going to adapt the portrayal of buddy droids, especially J-Stag? Will he be a droid or a human? I think he's actually going to be a human, personally. Revolution has started, but we still have to go. We still have to get going and demanding, accepting better. I agree with you. Revolution is here. It started right here. Guys, I want you guys to take you back a little bit. I started being really outspoken against, I don't want to say against Saban, that's the wrong thing. I wanted to call Saban out on what I think is real things that we have problems with as fans. And I'm not going to pull punches. And I think that Saban can't treat us like stupid kids anymore because we're not stupid kids. We are a part of this franchise and we care about this franchise and we want to see the franchise grow. And growth means expansion. Expansion means change, and change is here. And what I did is I spoke out, and you guys all joined in that sentiment, and you guys let your voices be heard. And when you guys did that and we joined together and started not taking what Saban and Bandai were just giving us, we knew that changes needed to be made. And they were made. It took us 3 weeks, but we got changes. That's how strong our community is. We didn't settle for that Gold Ranger that Bandai gave us. We demanded more. We demanded more, and now we're off to a better toy company like Hasbro. Not saying that we were the full cause of that, but hey, our voices were heard. At the very least, Saban was listening to something we did. And talking about change, a lot of that comes with Go Buster. You know, they're taking a chance, and I got to respect that, and I just hope that they don't mess it up. But like I said, we have the power as fans because we have the option to turn off our TVs. We have the option to stop watching. And when that happens, that's when things get dangerous. And when things get dangerous, that's when a company is willing to throw anything against the wall to see what sticks. And that's what Saban just did. So Go Buster is going to be a thing, and we are going to see what happens going forward. Okay, now, well, I'm going to go back to Power Rangers, but I got to ask you guys, who saw Black Panther? Who is with me? Wakanda Forever. Who saw Black Panther? Let me know in the chat right now. Yes, the Illuminati is live. We are here. Let the revolution start. It started 3 weeks ago and it continues right now. This is that hashtag Joe's After Dark, the solo episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. But now I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about Black Panther. This movie, fucking groundbreaking. I think it's one of the best Marvel movies to come out in a long, long time. And this is, Ryan Coogler did such an amazing job directing this. Now, I'm not going to get into spoilers because I want each and every one of you to go out and see Black Panther with your own eyeballs. Don't take my word for it. I want you to see it. Support this movie because it is amazing. As Tristan is saying right now, Andy, Wakanda forever. Wakanda so much forever. I might see it next week, and that's why I don't want to spoil it, Layla. I want you to keep watching me as I talk to you. Wakanda forever. All you guys, Wakanda forever. This is the Solo Joe Show. That's right, the Solo Joe Show. I like that. Guys, I talked to the cast of Black Panther, and I want you to see what they had to say to me. Roll it. Let's see what they had to say.
I had a great team around me, man. Like I was working with Marvel Studios that has, frankly, more experience than anybody in terms of bringing these comic book films to screen in a way that engages the audience and feels cohesive, you know. And I think that you know, I call them all by name. You got Kevin Feige, you know, you got Nate Moore, who's our day-to-day guy from the studio. You got Lou D'Esposito and Victoria Alonso, who kind of you know spearhead that studio's involvement in the project. And you know what I was able to do was to make something that was honest to myself, you know, felt truthful, and I was able to crew up with people who I respected and trusted to do their best work in terms of bringing this to life. And that goes for the cast as well as our below the line crew, and my co-writer Joe Robert Cole as well. You know, everybody had a sense of ownership in this. And everybody wanted it to be great, you know. So we put all we could into it until they pulled it away from it.
Talk to me about your opinion on this actually transcending the genre that it's even in.
I mean, I think it's a film encapsulated in itself. It's not like living in like the other world of Marvel. It's a new one we haven't seen before. Wakanda is a space that we don't know. The difference is that makes the character even more unique is not only is he's African, but he's also a king. And so he deals with the political universe of Wakanda and how he reflects to the world. I mean, his father, T'Chaka, was killed at the UN, you know? So now we find him exploring whether or not their country should be enveloped or dealing with the rest of the world, and whether or not he should go into the UN and discuss to them the problems of the world and save the world. So it becomes a different animal emotionally, you know, with humor and so many different things, you know, visually.
Absolutely. For Martin, you were the audience, eyes and ears throughout this experience and entering the unknown of Wakanda. How did you approach that prior? How did you approach that, mainly since you had been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe before?
Well, I mean, I approached it generally by reading the script and doing the lines, because yeah, that was all really. Ryan and I talked about, you know, before shooting began, a couple of months before, we had talked about it, and we'd talked extensively of just about and around the subject. I think we just got to know each other a little bit about where we were coming from, about the British thing and the American thing, and we talked politics a lot, and we talked social politics a lot, and we had a really good time. But as I couldn't really take credit for shaping the script, other than all I said, you know, several times was I don't want to be the goofy white guy who hasn't got any rhythm among a load of really cool, sexy black people. Do you know what I mean? I thought, I don't want that.
I did a little tiny bit of research before I went into the room, and I found out that she was the Black Panther. When I realized the character I was going up for, I found out that eventually she becomes the Black Panther. So I thought I had to go in being really serious, you know, no games, all serious, no messing around. And then, yeah, like, Ryan just really wanted it to be like really light and positive. So she's still super smart, but where she is right now, she's just a teenager, and just a, like, positive energy. So I carry that a lot. I'm just someone that wants to be positive, so he would just like draw from that, put it into Shuri, combine the two, and we're gonna have Shuri. So that's what you see.
I love it.
Very often we hero worship. Not just in the African American community, but in American society, we hero worship, and we water down history by doing that, you know. But in particular in African American history, because we have so many firsts, you know, the first Supreme Court justice, the first person to break the color barrier, you know, on the one, the funk, you know, the creation of this, of a musical style. You know, what's wrong? It's not a bad thing that you pick these heroes and idolize them. Nor is it wrong to pick a superhero and look up to them. But what I love about this moment that's actually different is that you have people doing stuff like the Black Panther challenge, and you know, and you even have, you know, situations where the Boys and Girls Club gets to keep that money because Ellen is gonna pay for them to go to the movie instead. So now they continue to raise money. So what you have instead of just hero worship is you have a movement.
Daniel, W'Kabi is T'Challa's close friend and advisor. How did you approach the role differently from the comic book version of the character?
I just felt that, like, I mean, I read the comics, and I felt like, okay, how do we ground this guy, and what's the history between him and T'Challa? And so me and Chad had a lot of conversations about that, and how they're oldest friend, and just like, you know, that you know, if anyone from any city or town, you leave to go somewhere else and you come back to your old friends, and things have changed, but there's a connection, but it's like, how do you get back in sync? And that I felt was the kind of into W'Kabi, and then trying to have W'Kabi in relation to the world around him really helped me.
Now, M'Baku, he's a lot different in the comics. Let's just say that. But he feels like he personifies the struggle that T'Challa's going through in Wakanda, and it's pretty intense. So how did you approach it? Because this is obviously a different version of that character. Well, I don't want to say completely, but definitely different.
Yeah, well, it kind of harkens back to just choices made creatively, from taking that character from this kind of obscure, ostentatious character who's the leader of this religious cult that no one really knows anything about, that's just there to start trouble, you know what I mean? And actually elevating him to the leader of one of the main tribes of Wakanda, giving him a lot of agency and more responsibility, and he actually has to bear on his shoulders the welfare of an entire people, you know what I mean? And they're being sequestered in the mountains and having to watch their fates kind of be played out by people who don't know anything about them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that in itself grounded that narrative for me, grounded what his attachments were, that his community means everything to him. He's a leader. He's not just someone being driven by his own ego.
Yep.
That's challenging for like his own thing. Like, he's a leader with people's best interests at heart.
How does it feel to be a part of a movie that not only isn't necessarily even about ticket sales, but a cultural experience?
It feels deeply, deeply meaningful and so exciting. I just feel so blessed to be a part of this movie that has a potential to really inform and shift our popular culture. And the fact that it's not only fly for days, but it's also got a really interesting message and something that makes you really think. This is a movie, a superhero movie with a protagonist and an antagonist who both have very, very valid arguments. And the antagonist, Killmonger, is so empathetic.
Yes.
And you can definitely see his point of view.
I did.
Right?
I did.
And so it's like this moral conundrum that you find yourself in, and just there's such important things for us to actually be putting words to and expressing and communicating with each other. And that's so cool.
Could you teach me the handshake that you and T'Challa do?
Secret stuff, man. All right, so your right hand, my right hand.
Okay.
So you no, so you slowly, you clap,
Yeah.
you slide, click, and then you do that. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Shouldn't have told you. Oh,
I know the secrets. I know the secrets.
My brother's gonna kill me.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not going to call you guys hashtaggers. Everyone that's here with me tonight right now, you guys are a part of the Illuminati, Joe's Illuminati. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that from the Black Panther. Those guys were great. Again, go and watch the movie. Those interviews don't do the movie justice. You have to see it for yourselves. It is an amazing cast, an ensemble cast. It doesn't matter. I mean, obviously it does matter that this is one of the first black superheroes on screen presented the right way. But it also has some of the strongest female characters ever in any superhero or any film or television portrayal ever. The ladies in this film get great action highlights. And I know that you said, Matthew, you love this shirt. I actually got to give that to I got to give that to Daniel. Daniel let me borrow his shirt. That was actually Daniel's shirt. Thanks, Layla, for the compliment. Guys, go watch the movie. Powerful, strong females. A great villain who I personally don't think is a villain. Great story. It's going to blow you away. This is Marvel at its best. Actually, this is comic book movies at its best. I mean, I know that I go on a rant about Saban, but realistically, this is what was needed, man. Here's the deal. We've waited such a long time to have representation of a different nationality of a major superhero, and now we finally did. I know people are going to say Blade, but, you know, people might say it took a long time to get Black Panther made. It did, but I'm glad we waited until this long, because who knows, if that movie were done 3 years ago, it may not have been done right, and who knows if they would ever have taken a chance on it again. So currently, right now, this is the climate in which it needed. And it's very relevant to a lot of the things that are going on. And you don't have to be black or white or Asian or Hispanic to enjoy it. It's just a good movie with a great message. And this is, like I said before, this is a superhero movie and comic book movie at its best. A movie that you can watch and you get a great message from, that transcends the genre. Me personally, I think this could be Marvel's first Oscar-nominated movie. Not winning movie, but at least nominated movie, and at least a nomination for Ryan Coogler, and I'm also lobbying for Michael B. Jordan. Amazing, amazing film. Please go and see it. In Marvel and Disney, you guys knocked it out of the park. I can't say enough good things about Kevin Feige and his team for letting Ryan Coogler do what he did with the Black Panther. They went in, they let him do his thing, and it was hands off. And if you actually watch that movie, you can see that it doesn't feel the same as the other Marvel movies, and I mean that in a good way. Not saying the other movies are bad, but you know how they all have that kind of like Marvel tone to them, that very much like, you know it's a superhero movie, you know it's tongue-in-cheek. This movie's not that. This movie's so much more than that. Please, go check it out. Black Panther was amazing. Guys, I'm going to get to some of your comments right now. Stuart Thorburn says, what Marvel hero... Oh, hold on. What Marvel hero would you like to see get their own movie? It's a great question, and that's a great question for everybody in the chat. Me personally, what Marvel hero would I like to see get their own movie? That's a great question, because we have so many already, right? You know what? It was announced Black Widow's getting her own movie. I personally would love to see the female Thor, whether it be Jane Foster or Valkyrie. I think that would be really cool. I think that more female solo movies is something that we kind of need now too. I know Wonder Woman knocked it out of the park. DC, great job on Wonder Woman. That movie was brilliant. Not so great on Justice League though. Anna says, sounds good to me. I'll watch the movie. Good. I agree. Carlos says, I agree. This movie is what we needed. Craig Anderson, Ryan Coogler is a great up-and-coming director. Dude, he's a great here and now director. This is his 4th movie, and every single movie that guy does, he does well. If people cared about their jobs as much as Ryan Coogler cares about making movies and telling stories, this world would be a better place. Miles Morales movie is coming. So Tristan, it's going to come in animated form, but it's coming. So Tristan, you're going to get your wish. Carlos says Wildcat. Wildcat is a DC hero, but fair enough. Kat says Spider-Gwen. I can do without a Spider-Gwen movie. 1000% don't need a Spider-Gwen movie at all. All right, guys. On to Black Panther and off of Black Panther and on to ALA. ALA, for those of you guys that don't know, ALA is the Anime Los Angeles Convention. Let me drink a little bit of water because I'm doing this solo tonight. And by the way, do you guys like this solo episode or what? Or do you like me being around my other cast members who are some a part of Illuminati and some aren't? So let me know if you want to see more of this. But guys, ALA was Anime Los Angeles. That happens once a year in January. And it's not a huge anime convention. It's more so for cosplay, and it's more so for experience. I like ALA. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and toot its horn because I'm an honest guy. It's out of the way. It's not a ton to do, but if you're into cosplay, it's for you. That kind of rhymed. Didn't mean it to. That rhymed as well. But I don't know, man. I think that ALA it's cool, I guess. It's cool, I guess. But my cast members liked it. And I'm going to show you, let's see. I'm going to let you guys vote. Do you guys want to see Myra or do you guys want to see Tony? Use a hashtag Myra, hashtag Tony, and I'll show you some of the stuff that they got to do at ALA. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for enjoying this episode. And I'm here to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about too. So if you guys have a subject in there, you want to ask any questions, in a second, we'll set up a live thing. Yeah, I told you, he was like, fuck. Josh is like, I told him we weren't going to do live calls. And it's up to you guys. If you guys want to do live calls, we can. But this is my episode of After Dark with you guys. I want you guys to ask me as many questions as you want. I am here for you guys as much as you are for me. Let me see. Matthew says, it's nice to interact with them, but it's cool to see you by yourself too, bro. Thank you so much. Kat wants to see Tony. That's 1 vote for Tony. Tom wants to see Myra. Unknown N wants to see Tony. So 2 Tony, 1 Myra. Carlos wants to see Tony. What else we got? Tristan, My Hero Academia's best anime. 100% lit. Hey, My Hero Academia is a great anime. I'm not the anime guy, but I hear it's good. Sword Art Online is my anime. Anna Miles wants to see Tony. Play Tony! Jared's that Tony. JK, guys, JK.
1 second.
That was a trick. It's coming up. I guess we had a little bit of, hey, at least I didn't fully go off the air, right? We have a little bit of technical difficulty. Let me know when you're ready, up and ready to go. He's working on it. Look at that. My Skype is ready. People want this call-in thing. So during this call-in thing, we could set up the Skype, but we could do that. Yeah. Are you ready?
I think so.
We think Tony's ready. Let's see if it's ready. Go.
Hey guys, it's Tony with that hashtag show, and we're here at Anime Los Angeles. We thought we'd kick things up a little bit with the Spicy Ramen Challenge. So let's go ahead and see if we can find some willing victims. Volunteers. I meant volunteers. I totally meant volunteers. Hello, Princess. How are you? Okay, so listen, we're asking people if they want to do the Spicy Ramen Challenge. Would you be interested?
I'm white. I can't eat spicy food. I don't know if you guys noticed.
That's okay. You are a princess. You are allowed to do and say whatever you want. Thank you so much.
Like, I can't even taste what it tastes like because my mouth is burning.
I'm not eating this.
All right. Hi, guys. So we're here with Calvin and Miranda. Guys, I just need you to go ahead and let me know that you do agree to take on the Spicy Ramen Challenge, just so that way we have it on film and we can prove this in a court of law.
Yeah, sure. I'll do the Spicy Ramen Challenge.
Awesome. Yes, I agree.
Awesome. Great. Back to you, lawyers. Okay, we found 2 more volunteers. This is George and this is Seth. But yeah, just so that way you guys know, this is what we're talking about here. Do you still agree to do it?
Yes. Yeah.
Again, more evidence. Yes, awesome. Would you guys be interested in doing the Spicy Ramen Challenge?
It's on!
Yeah? Yeah! Good enough! That's binding, by the way. Hi, officer. We were wondering, would you be interested in doing the Spicy Ramen Challenge?
Yes and no.
if I do it, it'll get all over.
It's true, and she's an officer of the law. We can't have that. You have to stay pristine. Let's go try again.
Austin! You didn't even have more than one bite.
Baby's real. My eyes are hurting.
Hi, ladies. How are you? Okay, you are adorable. You are adorably terrifying. Would you guys be down to join us?
Yes. I love to die.
Yes. Okay, great. We're going to try to keep you alive, you poor sweet thing. We didn't mean that, lawyers. We didn't mean that at all.
Bitch, y'all got me fucked up. This is not that spicy. Why am I eating this though?
He doesn't want to do it. I don't blame you. I still love you, though. Look how beautiful you are. We have to go before I steal a dog on camera. Okay, goodbye, Griffin. All right, guys, we're here. We're doing this. It's real. Oh, my God, it's here. Okay, so for reasons unknown to me, I'm actually going to be participating in this challenge as well. And we're going to be joined by Ray, Maya, Seth, and George, a.k.a. The Thickness. I want that to be known that that's his real name. Thank you. All right, guys, so I need you to go ahead and take your red packet. All right, I need you to open up your ramen cup and pour in all of the contents of that red packet into the cup.
Oh, it's like blood.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, it's real.
Oh no, it's on my hand.
Be careful.
Anyone got
Do
some
not
scissors?
don't rub your eyes.
Rub them.
Yes.
Is it bad? It's pretty good.
You
What the
tasted
fuck
it?
is that? I was on my fingers. What am I supposed to do?
Assist.
All right, go ahead and mix that in completely and totally so that way it gets all over your ramen noodles. And once that's all mixed in, go ahead and take your other packet and just throw that right up on top. All right, remember, guys, this is a speed test, all right? So you're trying to finish this before anybody else, okay? Are we ready?
I guess so.
Okay, here we go. Salute. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm fine.
Ooh, it's not hot. It's like there's some hot news. It's like there's a fireplace at the bottom of the water.
Oh, there it is. Here it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Broke it.
You're an anime.
I don't know those Chinese cartoons. Oh, not that bad. I say as I choke. Oh, you got one. No. I'm almost there. My problem is you got it. Oh, sweet Lord. Father,
Good.
Son, and the Holy Spirit. We got 3.
You guys, I got my Goku with me.
Talk to me, Miko. Please bless me.
Oh my God. I have the power of God and anime on my side. Oh God. Oh my God. Yeah. I need a lot of it.
I fear nothing now. All right. Wow. So your winner was the Thickness. Hey! Oh, can you pick?
I am the Thickness, and I win the spicy ramen challenge.
All right, so that's it for us and the Spicy Ramen Challenge. Guys, we survived. Yay! All right, you guys out there, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with everything trending in geek pop culture. Yeah, we got it. Awesome.
I think Carlos said it best. Rest in peace, buttholes. That is not going to be nice coming out, mainly because if you guys saw the After Dark that me, Migdalia, Rob, and Myra did, it was not fun when we did the Spicy Ramen Challenge. It was not fun at all. All right, guys, I am here, your host for tonight, the Solo Joe Show. The Solo Joe Show is going to be taking live calls right now. This is an Ask Me Anything. Get what you want to get off your chest, whether it be about Black Panther, whether you want to talk about Saban, whether you have a question for me. I can help you out in your life. And again, you guys aren't hashtaggers to me. Everybody that's here with me right now, join the Illuminati right here with this guy. All right, hit us up on Skype, that hashtag show. We're going to be taking a few Skype calls, and then I'm going to go party at Gallifrey 1. You can see my Instagram and check me out over there. Chris Camerly's going to be probably coming out with us. All right, we got our first call. And guys, we're going to be rapid fire tonight because I want to get everybody in. Kat, how are you? Is this thing on? Kat. Oh, you know what? It's probably because I don't know if I hung up or not. Maybe I just hung up the phone. This isn't my job. Oh, maybe she is on. Kat, can you hear me? Kat. Oh, there we go.
That's another call.
Hey, Kat, you there?
Yeah.
All right, what's up? What up?
Not much. It's snowing.
Well, that sucks for you because it's great out here in California. What do you got for me? Hit me with some rapid fire.
Ooh. Oh, you know what? I do have to tell you something, and I didn't get a chance to tell you this for like 2 weeks, so I'm mad at it. But whatever. So, everyone in the chat room knows this, and I didn't tell you yet. I have my own radio show now.
Oh, congratulations on your radio show. What's it called? Where can everybody find it?
It is called Going Geek. It's on my college radio station, and I post before I go live every Monday, so this way everyone knows.
Going Geek. I like the name. You got a question for me? By the way, I just got back from Mexico, guys. Sorry if I'm not fully here. I've only been back in the United States for a little bit of time now. All right, so hey, Robert, relax. Kat, so what do you got for me?
Question was, how was that trip to Mexico?
Amazing. We were out there for the home video release of Coco. We saw all of Oaxaca. So anybody that's there that's Mexican descent and you're from Oaxaca, beautiful, beautiful city, beautiful country. I love the culture. I love the food. You guys are amazing. Mexico, I love you. Kat, thank you so much for calling in. We'll talk to you next week, yeah?
All right, yeah.
Later. All right, guys, let's take your next phone call. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I know that, Tom, you tried calling. Hit me back. Andy. Dude, I love talking to Andy. I want one of you guys to call in. I love talking to you guys. We're going to be doing some rapid fire tonight for the next few minutes. So what you got for me? What you got for me? Also, yeah, I don't know if I'm on After Dark next week. Am I on After Dark next week?
That's up to you.
It's up to me. It's up to you guys. If you want to see me on After Dark next week, I'll be here if I don't have a junket. But I'll most likely be here. All right, Robert. Always like talking to this guy. You're one of the most unique cats, Robert. What's up, man? How you doing, Robert?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. What do you got for me?
Wow, Black Panther was good.
Pink Panther was also good. You were gonna say Pink. You were gonna say Pink Panther.
They should have did the storyline good, but what can I say?
I don't know. What can you say, buddy?
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie. You got a question for me, buddy?
Yeah, you should do a lot of live shows like this. You're like the only one that does it.
What do you mean? Like by myself? You like me doing them by myself?
Yes.
All right. Hey, I'm down.
Yes.
All you got to do is request it, and I'll do as many as I can. I love doing these because I love interacting with you guys.
And then what about the 3 years about I forgot Bandai.
No. 3 years with Nickelodeon. So Power Rangers signed up. Power Rangers is going to be on Nickelodeon. They did a 3-year extension, which puts them all the way to 2021. So Power Rangers is going to be on Nickelodeon until 2021 at the very least. At the very least. So you got that to look forward to, Robert. Thank you so much for calling in. All right. Thanks, buddy. Who's next? Andy, I saw that you were calling, man. Hit me back up. I'm trying to get as many calls as I can take in right now. Yes, be on the next week's After Dark. I'll try, Carlos. I'll try, man. Bring them. Give me some calls. Ask me anything. AMAs. We, After Dark, Joe all the way. Thank you so much. Rudemaster94. That's one of the dopest names ever. That's right, guys. I fucking have fun with you guys. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I like. There we go. Oh, yes, I love this guy. Here we go. Tom Craven is Rangers in the house. How you doing, Tom?
Hey, what's going on, Joseph?
How you doing, brother?
Doing good.
How'd you like Black Panther? I'm going to switch it up on you. You're going to be sitting across me. I'm going to do one of my interviews with you as I do with them. How did you like Black Panther?
I thought Black Panther was absolutely beautiful. Coogler did such a great job. The shots are fantastic. Now, I had to see it in 2D this week because I went with my younger nephews, and they particularly don't like 3D, but I'm definitely probably going to go back later this week and see it in 3D myself to get the full effect.
And understandable for folks that don't like 3D. I completely get it. I am a 3D guy myself, but I have a lot of friends that wear glasses and aren't necessarily 3D guys. I like the 2D, and it doesn't take away from the experience, so I completely agree with you. Now, another question to follow up, Tom. Who was your favorite supporting character in the movie?
Favorite supporting character? That definitely, it had to be Zari.
Oh, good call. Good call. Great. Dude, tell me that some of the character development wasn't brilliant.
The character development was brilliant, especially in the fact of Killmonger, because, you know, the best bad guys always believe that they're doing the good thing.
And you know what? He got me to believe he was doing the right thing.
Exactly.
It's a brilliant movie. This is Ryan Coogler's 4th film. Bless you. Josh sneezed over there. Almost sneezed over there in the corner. It's only his 4th film, and he's knocking it out of the park every single time. I personally, this movie is amazing. I'm not just hyping it to hype it. It's really, really good. Do I get your seal of approval, Tom?
It gets 2 off the cuffs. Two out of 2 off the cuffs.
2 out of 2 off the cuffs. Well, give me a question, Tom. Bring me something.
Well, you've already seen most of my comments. I mean, how are they going to do the whole thing in, you know, with Beast Morphers? But I'm definitely, did you see, I kind of agreed the same way that you did. By tying together all 3 seasons, we might get another, like, turbo to in space thing where they do happen to go in space, tying the whole themes all together.
I couldn't agree more. And I thought about that a lot too, Tom. I think personally, if it's done right, and if Saban is actually listening to us and wants those fans back, and maybe doesn't even have to sell Power Rangers to Hasbro, what they can do is start with Beast Morphers and then move over to whatever they adapt Zooja to be, because that adds additional Rangers, and then you can add even more Rangers when you get to Q Ranger in space. And I think that that's a brilliant transition, and it's us following characters for 3 years and about 60 episodes, rather than breaking it off into like being, oh, this is the season and this is a super season, which is stupid to me anyway.
Okay, I do have a good question. Do you think that if they're going to do this 1 season per year thing, they'll bump up the schedule and possibly have, say, like a 35 to 40 episode season?
I'm hoping. Now, JD brought up a great point. If they do split 2 seasons, what if they do this? So let's say they lay out 60 episodes for us, and they give us the first season being 20 episodes and the second season being 20 episodes, but in the middle of the second season, they cut it. They cut into a new Sentai, and then we get a different, or not a different team, but the same team with a different power-up. How would that be for you guys?
Kind of like Alien Rangers?
Kind of like Alien Rangers, exactly. Except in the middle, you get that 30-episode arc, which is about a season and a half, and the next season and a half is your new Sentai season, but still the same season carrying over to another season.
See, this is why I was looking forward to calling you in tonight, because you're the guy to talk to about this.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I personally think that, and you know I'm pretty outspoken on this Power Ranger stuff and Saban, and I've been really hard on them, but deservingly so. I don't think I've been pulling any punches lately with this. But realistically, now, if they even do part of what I would like them to do, it would still be better than what they're giving us. I hope that all makes sense.
Of course, yeah, right on. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, so I think that right now they are listening. Right now they're in damage control, because a lot of us, you, me, a lot of the folks in here in the chat, like Anna and Jared and Daniel and Carlos, Kat, Ninja Steel hasn't been what it was supposed to lived up to be. And I think that if you're going to course correct that, this is the time to do it. And I think it's a ballsy move to do it different, to do something so outside the box. And kudos to them, man. Regardless, really, realistically, even if they do fail at this, I'm kind of happy that they're swinging for the fences, though.
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened with Disney when they swung for the fences with RPM. I mean, we got one of the best seasons ever.
I agree. And sometimes it's when Saban or Disney are at their best when their backs are against the wall and they think the season's ending. So imagine if they are thinking about selling Power Rangers to Hasbro and their backs are against the wall. That's when we've gotten our best seasons. Whether it be Space, whether it be, even Wild Force at times, they thought that was going to end there. Now, I wouldn't say it's one of the best seasons, but it actually had one of the most iconic episodes. And then you got RPM, which was, to me, the best season. So You know, if their backs are against the wall and Q Rangers, quote unquote, are last season, dude, I think they'll knock it out of the park.
Yep.
All right, Tom, I love talking to you. Thank you so much for calling in, man.
Hey, thanks for taking the time, Joe.
Thanks, brother. Guys, give me some more phone calls. We just got a little bit of time left. I can take a couple more calls. We'll take 2 more calls, and then I gotta go because I just got back from Mexico, and I'm about to go party at Gallifrey 1. If you know what Gallifrey 1, it's a Doctor Who convention. It's one of the most fun. You can just follow me on Instagram because I'm gonna be Instagramming it. We're all gonna be hanging out. Chris Kamen Lee was with me last night. He might be coming out tonight. Chances are we don't know. He drank a lot. We had a lot of fun. All right, Anna Miles calling Booyaka Boy. What up, Anna Miles? That's my Jamaican thing. That's what we do for the Jamaican thing. How you doing, Anna?
Hey.
What's up, girl? How you doing?
Nothing much. I'm good.
So how's everything? How's the weather in Jamaica right now?
No rain.
No rain? Or a little rain?
No snow.
No snow.
No snow.
Sunshine in Jamaica, man.
Yep.
So, Anna, how do you like the solo episode tonight?
I'm loving the solo episode. It's all about you tonight.
Woo! It's all about us tonight, not just me. All of us
All
in the
right,
chat.
everybody.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you got for me, Anna? What can I answer for you? What can I do you for?
Well, I'd like to mention all of the announcements made by Saban's team, Power Rangers, have been good so far. I'm just hoping everything will be executed properly.
That's the key, right? Execution. Execution is the key.
The writers need to step up on their writing, and they need to speak the language of the mature viewers or the persons who have grown up with Power Rangers.
Yes.
And I can take an example from Dragon Ball Z. Look how long Dragon Ball Z has been here. I mean, you know, it's on TV, it's on Toonami. They've taken out some of the stuff that we couldn't see as kids, but now they still have it on Adult Swim, and you can see almost everything, all the violence and everything.
And you're right. That's a great analogy to this because when you started off with Dragon Ball, it started off as Dragon Ball with Goku being a boy, and you got to see his journey. And that show grew up with its audience. You know, it didn't just start off with all this crazy action fighting. It started off with about a story about a young boy, a young Saiyan that we get to see grow into a man. And I think that Power Rangers at its very best gave us that from Mighty Morphin all the way to, I didn't go far to say space, but even Lost Galaxy, great told story. And that continued on because even underrated seasons like Lightspeed Rescue were great. Time Force is classic. You know, we got so many great seasons. And I think somewhere along the way when we got to Neil Saban, I think they relied too much on nostalgia. And I think that that's where you fall into this problem, right? It relied too much on trying to give you something that you had already seen that you're familiar with. And I understand doing that for Samurai because you're trying to reintroduce the fan base to something that they loved. However, they repeated that with Megaforce. And I think that was a mistake. Not only that, then I think Dino Charge was on the right path. It was on the right trajectory to getting to where Power Rangers needed to go. And then you gave us Dino Supercharge, which to me fell flat. And then Ninja Steel didn't do anybody any favors. So I think Saban has a lot of making up to do for us. I think that with what Saban is doing right now, it's kind of like a TV show. Well, it's definitely a TV show. But it's kind of like that one friend that just always disappoints you, even though you know they can be so much better. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I think. That's what I think it is. But Anna, you gotta have a question for me. What's your question?
I don't want to spoil Black Panther, but I'm just deep in all the whole Black Panther, Wakanda's live, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
What would you give Black Panther after watching it?
Like out of 5?
Out of 5.
Oh, 5.
Yeah.
5. 100% 5. This is, I don't think, this is my own personal opinion, just my opinion. I think that Black Panther is a groundbreaking superhero movie. And like I said before, this is what superhero movies should be at their best. They shouldn't be, it's not forcibly political, but it has political issues in it. It teaches you a lesson. You know what? I was at a Target just the other day, and this is where the impact of the character comes in for me. I was at a Target just the other day, and to see, there was costumes that, you know, they have the toys and whatever. There was these costumes on the on the wall, and a little white kid picked up the Black Panther costume. And to me, that's a little transcendent, because how cool is it that you don't necessarily see that T'Challa's skin color, you see the character for who he is and what he should be. I think that's important, and I think that's what we kind of need right now in the world, because realistically, whoever you guys are in the chat, it doesn't matter about your nationality, it doesn't matter about your race. We're all geeks, we're all fans, we're all family, and we all care for each other, and I like the fact that we can transcend this. And obviously, you know, I talked about this on on the wrap-up a little bit, man. And I know that you're in Jamaica, so this doesn't necessarily affect you so much. But man, my heart goes out to those kids that were affected in Florida about that shooting, because that's disgusting to me. Like, we're all people. When I went to Mexico, tell you a little story. When I went to Mexico, a lot of people were like, you know, you got to be really safe out there because Mexico's dangerous. And I'm sure some parts of Mexico can be, but in the United States here, our kids going to school should not be a war zone. Kids should not have to be afraid to go to school, to learn. And that's so sad to me that things like this happen. Now, I think that things need to change in the United States a little bit, mainly with our healthcare, with mental illness, whatever it may be. Gun control, man, I can't stress this enough. And I know that some people might not be, and obviously this isn't geek pop culture talking. This is Joe talking to just you guys. But I think gun control is something that we need to take a hard look at in the United States, and really regulate that, because this kind of thing shouldn't happen. I mean, straight up, these are kids. I mean, I can understand when people have to go off and fight in war. I get that, and it's a part of life. War, and that's what happens in war. But it shouldn't be happening to our kids at school, and it just breaks my heart. So, you know, my thoughts and prayers are with those families that were affected by this. Anybody that was affected by this, even if you're watching at home or watching me talk about this and you're affected by this, it should make you feel a way. I'm not telling you what way it should make you feel, whether you get upset about gun control or whether you don't agree with me. It should make you feel something, because we're human beings at the end of the day. Yes, we all love the same things, but we're all human beings. But Anna, I hope I answered your question. Sorry to go on my mini political rant, but thank you so much for calling in. And I'll talk to you next time.
Yep.
Great. Thanks, Anna. All right, guys, I got time for one more phone call. So whoever the lucky caller is, whether it's Carlos, whether it's Andy, I'd really want to talk to you, Andy, Layla, Jared, Marie, yeah, I don't know how to say that, but call in, that hashtag show. I'm taking one last phone call, and we can shoot the shit on whatever you guys want. I'm here for you guys. Solo, what did I call this earlier? The Solo Joe Show? This is the Joe Solo Show? Whatever. But call in. I want to talk to one of you guys. Whoever's Solo, a Joe story. This is we're gonna make the new Solo, a Joe story thing for Star Wars. All right, we got a call. It's Layla. Layla's the lucky final caller. No, I missed the call. I'll call you. Hold on, let's see if I can call you back. Let's see if I can do this. I'll call back. There's a button right here. Here we go. I'm calling Layla back because I missed her call. So let's see if she connects. Let's see if it connects. It is sad. Man, what a tough time. Hey, Layla, sorry I hung up on you by accident there.
You're good, Joe. You're good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
No, what happened to my program? You still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. It just went off the screen. So you're one of the newest members of our hashtag family. Talk to me about, are you enjoying this After Dark, this particular After Dark?
I love it because you are completely blunt. I love bluntness.
Oh, thank you. I try not to pull my punches. Actually, it's actually a thing where I've gotten into a lot of issues with people because I am so blunt about things. Some people don't kind of like that.
Same.
Yeah, you don't say.
I'm the exact same way.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be, right? Sometimes, because for me, I like speaking up for the little guy, and I think that, especially when it comes to Power Rangers, we've been bullied enough by bigger companies that we don't need to be the little guy. We don't need to take that crap anymore. So it's time for a change, and I'm all about being an agent of change. But lovely Layla, what do you got for me tonight? You got any questions?
Do you think the fans should be writing Power Rangers now?
1,000%.
We know the franchise better than anybody else.
I think that's a brilliant idea, and I'll tell you why. If you go and look at the Star Wars movies, for whatever you think about them, look at the new Star Wars movies by J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson. Those guys are great directors, regardless of what you thought about their movies. They love that franchise so much, they're putting their heart and soul into it. And I think Power Ranger fans should do the same thing. Now, I know Jalen's not in the chat right now, and I know there's a lot of fans that have their own opinion on where they want to see things go, and that excites me. That excites me for a couple of reasons. Number one, because it shows me that how passionate this fan base can be. You know, there's great fan fiction out there. Hell, there's even great pitches that we hear about seasons that aren't even adapted, or that might never get adapted, and seasons that have been adapted. I think it's kind of cool that the fans take such a genuine passion and interest into something, and they make it their own. And when they make it their own, I think that's a beautiful thing, because when you're sharing your love of something like Power Rangers, let's be honest, guys, we're Power Ranger fans, and there were times in our life where that wasn't such a cool thing. But you know what? Who cares what people think? We love this stuff because it's for us. It's made for us, and we want it to be for us. So in order for it to be for us, I think it should be made by us. This is why I encourage fan fiction. This is why I encourage you guys to you know, I almost want to start a thread in our THS hashtaggers group of somebody writing a sentence, one sentence to do a season, so we could see like a creative process between one person writing a sentence to seeing where the story would go. Like let's do some fun exercises like that and see if we could make something happen, you know? So to answer your question, I know that's the long way to say this. Yes, I think the fans should 100% start writing Power Rangers.
Agree 100%.
Yeah, so when are we going to start seeing your Power Ranger stuff?
After I watch Go Busters and come up with a crazy storyline.
So, funny enough, I already told everybody that we already have this big adaptation that we're going to be doing for Q Ranger. I'm going to release the name of it pretty soon, but it's going to be awesome. But we're also adapting our version of Go Buster and our version of ToQger. And we're making some of you guys Rangers or characters in the show. So that'll be a lot of fun, but I can't wait to share that with you guys, because it's something that I think we're not trying to do fan service. We're just trying to do something cool for fans by fans. And I think that's what Star Wars did so well with some of their fan films. If anybody go to Star Wars Celebration, you know what I'm talking about. They have this thing. It's called it's like the Star Wars Fan Film Festival, and you can submit a fan film, and you get voted on, and they pick the best fan film. Now, I want to bring that to Power Rangers. I want us to submit Power Ranger fan films and do something and give awards out like the Golden Billy. And if you don't know what the Golden Billy is, it's that Billy statue from the end of season 2, I believe, where he goes bad, and he has that like look, and he's the Gold Ranger. I would like to make Golden Billies for winners of that. That's my own personal thing. I'm gonna try to bring that to Morphicon for you guys. But yes, the fans should be making stuff.
100%. That's all that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. Oh, that's all? That's it? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Layla, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You're my final call, and hopefully I'll see you next week.
Maybe.
All right, cool. Thanks for calling, Layla.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. Guys, it's about that time. I had so much fun doing this solo episode with you guys. I don't want it to end, but all good things must come to an end. If you want to see me on After Dark doing a little solo show, let me know. Actually, I'd love to have Jezer back here with me next week, and then we can kind of geek out on the stuff we want to talk about. He was supposed to be on here tonight, but he had some personal issues to deal with. But hopefully next week, guys. Hopefully next week. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for letting me into your hearts and your homes. And on this journey. Oh, thank you so much, Tom Craven. Hashtag Craven. Craven to be hashtag Ranger. I like it. Yeah, sorry, Carlos. No more calls, but I promise you, we'll get to all the calls at a later date. But again, thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the Black Panther package we put together. We hope you enjoyed Tony's Spicy Ramen Challenge, and we got so much more to come. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing the Retro Ranger wrap-up, and it's going to be with Daniel and L. They're going to be wrapping out of Season 1 of Power Rangers, MMPR Season 1, the final 4 episodes, and then we go on to Season 2. I might be here tomorrow, and we're not sure yet. We're still trying to work out a schedule because I have some stuff lined up that you guys are going to like. But thank you so much for joining me. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at that hashtag Joe. Follow me on Instagram because we're going to be doing some Instagram lives from Gallifrey. I'll be there later on tonight. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to stay up to date with everything trending. That was your cue in geek pop culture.